Hello everybody, happy vlog day. I know I'm a day behind or whatever, but gotta be honest with y'all, I honestly was contemplating even doing a vlog this week just because one of the things that I intended on doing was to answer some of you guys' questions. So I put the little thing up on Instagram and on Facebook, ask me a question. Even threw a little funny joke in there. I was like, I'm an open book. You get it? Get it? Yeah. But seems like everybody looked at it and liked it as I shared it as a post on my Facebook page, but nobody asked me any questions. So I was like, oh, all right, well, that's fine then. So I was just kind of like, eh. And I've been waking up really early all this week too, and so when I woke up early Friday morning, my body was like, hey, what are we doing here? What's going on? What's happening? So I was really tired too. So combined with like feeling like I really didn't have much to discuss, I also was just tired. So, but I got called out by my good friend Tatiana. She was like, hey, where's my vlog? So I was like, oh, I guess, all right, fan. Thank you, friend, for being my fan. So I was like, I should probably go ahead and just get on that. So I decided to just go ahead. It's a day late, but it's happening. So, it doesn't matter. So anywho, I just wanted to say really quickly, guys, if you are somebody who follows me on Facebook or Instagram and you see a post like that, your likes and all that jazz are great, but it will be even better if you could help us out, because that's what's going to continue to help me grow in this thing. It's not just you hitting the like button on Instagram or Facebook. It's more so, interaction with me, so I can know what you like, what you don't like, what you want to hear from me, what you don't want to hear from me, because I'm not just doing this for my health. I'm doing this to reach the people and to, gain an audience and all of that jazz. And so, it really would be greatly appreciated if more interaction could occur on the vlog and on posts that I make, on Instagram and Facebook. That would be totally awesome. Okay, guys? Okay. So anywho, today I was going to talk to you guys about my wonderful theme song, which I'm pretty sure, or music should I say, you just heard. I was thinking about, I don't know nothing about producing music, so I may have to get the producer of that beat to maybe edit some things in there for me, maybe a little bit of me talking, when I say hi guys or happy vlog day, things like that. So just to kind of jazz it up a little bit. But let me know, do you guys like it? I really liked it. I liked that beat very, very much. I was like, okay, this one will work. It fits me, it fits my personality, it fits, what we're doing here, the conversation, all that jazz. So that is one of the things I was talking about. So I hope you guys like my little intro that I created. Also, I wanted to talk today just a little bit about my journey as a writer, period. Literally where I started as an author. And I have to say that one good thing about the state of Illinois is that they apparently, I looked it up, still have this program that they had when I was a kid going to a grade school here called the Young Authors Program. And I've never heard it or seen it in any other state other than here. And what it is basically in a classroom setting, in your class, you come up with your own story and you write it as a book. It's almost like an assignment too, when your teacher helps you with the paragraphs and the sentencing and the punctuation and the grammar and all that jazz. And then once your book is complete, you have a certain time limit to do the book. And once your book is complete, some judges will read your book and then they'll make a decision. So what they were doing when I was in school was a top 6. So the top 6, all 6 books were read in the classroom. That's the top picks. And then the top 3 of the 6 went to the big competition. I think I mentioned this before, how when they did it for well, let me go back before I even go there. Let me go back. So the first time I participated in the Young Authors program was when I was in kindergarten, and it was a group of us. It wasn't an individual thing. So I think it was maybe about 4 or 5 of us in a group, and we decided you know, it's like maybe 3 or 4 different groups, and everybody had their own little story that they did. Of course, our stories, being kindergartners, you know, we wasn't going to the actual competition for the Young Authors program. It was just for fun for us, so we could participate because everybody else was doing it. And so I remember our books being really big, like huge pieces of paper, maybe only about 5 or 6 pages, you know, real type of go dog go type of stuff. Basically what we did was we came up with a story in my group, and it was called Snake and a Cake. Basically it was somebody's birthday party, and they had a pet snake or something like that, and the snake got in the cake somehow, and they was trying to find the snake but also still have the birthday party, and then oh my god, snake popped out of the cake. It was amazing and hilarious at the same time. It's crazy how I remember that, right? Like I told y'all, that was kindergarten, so it's like, how does she remember that? But I have a very good memory. It is what it is. I consider myself to almost be like one of those people who have that, I think it's a few people on this earth who can remember every day of their life. Like from the time their memory kicks in, like they remember everything. Like I feel like I'm real close to being one of those people, because I have memories of things that, like, from my childhood, that my brothers and sisters and my mom be like, how do you remember that? Like, you were just a kid. I'm like, but I do. I don't know that I remember it. And my friends always tell me I'm an elephant because I remember everything. But anywho, it's not about my memory. Just want to put that out there. So, yeah, so that was the first, my first time participating in the Illinois Young Authors program. And then, the second time was, I think I would say maybe in the 5th grade, when, I wrote my first individual book, and, I didn't complete it, unfortunately. But the second time I did it, it was a, sequel. I don't know why I even did a sequel, but it was a sequel to the first book that I wrote, which I believe we were in the 6th grade at this time. And I know this for a fact now, that we were in the 6th grade, because one of my friends still has his book, and he shared it on Facebook. And I don't know what happened to my book. Like, it legit disappeared, which I'm super sad about. That would be totally great if I still had that, but it's okay. So now, as I was saying in the beginning, so for the competition, top 6 books gets read in class. Top 3 books go to the school competition, and then I think top however many books from school competition go to the state competition, all that jazz. And then one of the books, or a few of the books maybe, I don't know, got actually published. So here's the issue that I was having, because my book was in that top 6. So, you know, we didn't know whose book was picked. Our teacher just kind of told us as time went on, you know, each book, you know, book number 6, and then the 5th book, and blah, 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 blah. And then whoever wrote the book read it in class. And they was like, and then she gave this whole speech. She was like, now this book, book number 4 is very creative. The judges loved it, blah, 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 woo, woo, woo. And it was really close to being able to go all the way to being in the top 3, basically. And I was like, oh, I wonder whose book that is. Like, literally, I'm like, oh, that's great. You know, somebody was a close man. Who was that? Andrea Grant. That's my first name, by the way, as I know y'all gonna be watching this. Like, hey, who is that? That's me. First name. I prefer to go by Janice. Please call me Janice. Thank you. My teacher was like, Andrea Grant, would you like to read your book to the class? I was like, why my book got to be number 4? Like, what y'all trying to say? So later on, I talked to my teacher, and she was saying that apparently it was saying nothing but white people not understanding black people, white privilege. Okay, that's literally what it was. Now that I'm an adult and I have a full understanding that my book was too real, because how I wrote it is how we were teenagers. It was about like me and my friends, kind of, sort of. So I wrote it how we talk to each other, the slang and stuff that we used during that time. And so they didn't appreciate it. They thought it was supposed to be all proper, and no, appreciate my culture, bro. Like, this how we talk to each other. These are the things that we say. I know back in them days, I don't think ain't had made it into the dictionary yet. I know y'all say ain't a word, but it is a word to us because we use it. And so I'm gonna put it in my book. I'm not about to be up in here saying isn't, because that ain't how I talk to my friends, okay? So that's what happened with that. So my book didn't make it to the school competition to be read, to go to the state competition. It was just forever read in class, and I was just like, alrighty then. So, you know, it's cool or whatever. I ain't tripping. I'm still gonna be the next Terry McMillan, you know, because that was my plan. That was my goal, you know what I'm saying? Still kind of is, you know what I'm saying? Throw a little Tyler Perry in there, you know what I'm saying, as well, because, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna go from book to play to movie, you feel me? How she went from book to movie, and then Tyler Perry went from play to movie, you feel me? I'm gonna do all three. Bam. So yeah, so that was like my first experience with writing, and also knowing from other people's perspective as well that I was a good writer. So, you know, and people like my stories because they like the story. They just, the slang was too much for them. They were like, oh my gosh. Anywho. So yeah, so long story short, you know, writing, of course, always became a part of my life. I was always writing little short stories and things like that. I even called myself wanting to be a singer a little bit. I was writing some songs, and I don't understand how I could write a song, but I cannot write poetry for whatever reason. Like, poetry is not my anointing. It ain't my thing. But anywho, more of a storyteller. I know poets tell stories too, but they tell it in rhythm and rhyme and things like that, and I ain't got that. That ain't my gift. God he ain't give me that. I'm gonna be honest. You know, I know some people probably be like, oh no, you just gotta be honest. And you gotta know what your gifts and callings are. And poetry is not one of mine. Writing definitely is, but poetry is not, you know. So I give much mad respect to people who do poetry because I cannot. Okay. So there's that. So in high school, you know, I was on the this thing that it was called the Literary Magazine. I did that. I thought I had a copy. I think I do. It's probably in a box somewhere in the garage or something. I thought I had a copy of that so I could share with you guys. But yeah, I was on a literary magazine, and then there was also I was on the newspaper staff my senior year in high school. I took creative writing. And in my creative writing class, we did a little booklet, I guess you could say, of different like short things, assignments that we did in class. Like we put it into a little booklet. And so I have it here to show you guys. See there? The Magic of Writing is what it was called. And if you look right here, there was a bunch of different things that we decided to put in it from assignments that we had. So we had one called The Door, and I was the editor of The Door. It was a chief editor, and then each person in the class, well, not each person, but a few different select people in the class had specific stories that we wrote about that they edited for this here Magic of Writing book that we did. And everybody in the class, I believe, yeah, we all signed like the back of the book or whatever, or a piece of paper really, and then our teacher made a copy of it and put it in the back of the book. So you see my signature right there? You know how I knew that was my signature? Just from looking at it like this, talking to y'all, is because of that A. That's how I write my A's. When I do my signature, I do an actual regular A instead of a cursive A. So yeah, that's cool. So anywho, so I'm just gonna share with you guys my door piece, because since that's what I had to edit, so it was really cool. I appreciated that door thingy. Where is it in here? Gosh, I see bio poems. Okay, here it is. And I had to come up with this. This is what I had to come up with for it. Doors, and more doors. I think that's what I say. Yeah, doors, and more doors, right? So anywho, let me find mine. You know, it's great because mine was a little emotional. And one of the other girls, I think I may read hers too if I find it in here, because hers was kind of emotional too. Like, it was really touching. Really touching. So here is my door story, okay? It was supposed to be like really short, I believe. So Yeah, it was, I think it was only supposed to be like maybe a paragraph about a door. So my door. I used to walk into the door of 825 North Wildwood. That was my home before I moved to Memphis. The door was a big, brown, heavy door that hurt your hand when you knocked on it. It was the door to a lot of drama and happiness right in the middle of the ghetto. It was. And that door protected us from all of the drama that went on outside, because there was a lot of it. The fighting, the shooting, begging crackheads, and all of my brother's drug dealing friends looking for him. Sorry, brother. The door was a very protected door. It did not have a window for us to look out of or for anyone else to look into. Just a peephole so we could know who was there trying to get in or find someone inside. I missed my door. It made me feel safe. It let me know that I had security and no one without a key could get in. I want my door back. Because I didn't want to move to Memphis. I hated Memphis. Like, I'm still not a fan. And I lived there for 7 years. But, yeah, so that was my little door story that I had to write up for the class. And let me see. I think I found the other young lady's story. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh my God. This was sad. When she read this in class, like when it was just an assignment, I was like, man, like it brought tears to my eyes. It might not bring tears to your eyes, but it made me misty because she was emotional about it. So I can understand. So y'all probably won't get misty when I read it because I'm not going to read it with her same emotion. So here's her door story. At my first house, we had a carport, which had a door that everyone could walk through. I can remember when my mom and I would go outside and play. 3 hours later, she would say, baby, let's go in the house. We would go through that same door. I can remember birthday parties where I would be so excited to sit by the door and wait to see who's coming. When Grandma and Papa would come over, I'd be so happy. I used to sit by the door and watch my 2 favorite dogs, Dollar and Misty, fight outside until they couldn't fight anymore. I used to sit by the door and watch my big brother and his friends play basketball. I would watch my sister and her friends play hopscotch and jump rope. On April 3rd, 1991, all of those days were taken away. The house burned down with my mother in there. So the good days I once had, like sitting by the door watching the dogs fight and waiting for Grandma and Papa, are now gone. It has been 11 years and I haven't walked through that door since. I dream of the day I can open another door and I will see my mother standing there waiting for me with open arms saying, baby, we are together once again. I love you. So y'all can imagine like why that was so emotional, like for her to read in class and for us to listen to. Like I think we was all, even the teacher, I think we was all misty after she got done with that. It was like, oh man, that's crazy. So, you know, because nobody, you know, should have to go through that at a young age. Like we did this in what, 2002? So we were the same age, me and this girl. So 1991, we were like, was it 1991 she said? Yeah, so 1991, we were like 8 years old, and her house, her home that she known her whole life with her mother in it, like burned down. Like that's crazy. So yeah, the door stories were really emotional because we were literally supposed to talk about like a personal door, like a door that, you know, has meaning to us. I think everybody's door story ended up being something like really personal, but hers was like the most emotional. So but yeah, so that's just a little bit about some of my like writing journey and some of the things that I've had to do and done, you know. And I've always kept a journal. I have a few different journals that I've, like when I moved, I found them and I was reading them, and oh my God, some of the ones from high school, child, Lord have mercy, boy, drama. Oh my God, it was ridiculous. I definitely, if I could go back in time and talk to 15, 16, 17-year-old me, I definitely would be like, girl, forget them boys, focus on school. You want to be a writer? Get to writing. Don't worry about none of these ninjas. Don't worry about an Anthony. Don't worry about a D'Angelo. Don't worry about a Corey. Don't worry about a Marcus. Don't worry about Nan. None of them, okay? Just do what you're supposed to do, okay? Be great out here in this world. Black girl magic is going to be a thing by the time you come in the door, and you're going to be the epitome of that, okay? That's what I would have done had I known, but, you know, we live, we learn. So, anywho, that's just a little bit about me as a writer, my journey, and how I fell in love and all of that jazz. I still don't know if I truly fell in love when I was in kindergarten or not, but it was the start to my journey, like, of being a writer. That was the very first story I ever wrote, and I've been writing ever since. So, still working on book number 2, and I'm going to have a few more books that I'm going to be working on, so hopefully you guys will enjoy all of those. So anywho, that's just my little vlog post for today. Again, please engage with me on everything. Comment on this video when you see it on YouTube. Comment on stuff on Facebook. You know, I really like the engagement and talking back to everybody, and, you know, getting you guys' honest opinions and feedbacks on everything. Also, make sure you go to my website, authorjanicegrant.com. Also, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this video. And that is it. So I guess I will be talking to you guys next week. See you later. Bye.